Oh, it feels so good when you hear that music start your day off on a glorious Thursday morning. What is good, everybody? I am the coach. This is your favorite sports and sports betting show of record. We are live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on the Stadium Network and everywhere the stadium is. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV, and today Vizio, among others that are signing on. We are available in over 100 million homes. Now, if you want your voice to be heard or your name to be seen on national television, you can do it very, very easily through a super sticker or becoming a premium member at BTT. Now, there is so much going on. I call this game day because tonight, you guys know why we're outside the friendly confines. We love Stadium as well as they carry a lot of PFL content. Tonight, night number 4 live on ESPN Plus at 7:30. I encourage you to tune in. I'll be hosting that. And then the main card at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. It's the big boys. It's the heavyweights. It's the light heavyweights. And we'll have an interview with Phil Davis, one half of the main event, coming up in about 14 minutes. But I am not happy with my company today because our focus the last couple of days has been a little bit off. I don't like 2 losing days in a row, but that's all right. We are doing better than LeBron and Luka, who are sitting at home today. All right, I believe that is all the housekeeping. Do not forget, on our YouTube page today, BTT Coach and Bro at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and that will be our other show this afternoon, Weekday Wagers at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got content coming out of our ears, but here and the now, my company's ringing the doorbell, so let's let them in. It's time to beat the books. All right, it's my Thursday crew. Look who I have. First and foremost, he is the host of our second daily show, Weekday Wagers, live from Memphis, Tennessee. And now the Lakers are doing the same thing your Grizzlies are doing, DG, sitting their asses at home. Good morning.
I don't know what kind of good morning that is, but I don't like it. But good morning, Coach. Good morning, guys. I didn't know that my daughter and Anthony Edwards had something in common. Their favorite movie is Matilda. Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew? By the way, have you ever seen a superstar walk from the arena to the hotel in downtown LA, which has like the highest crime rate ever? Doesn't bother the Ant-Man, apparently. Matilda. My goodness. All right, next. He is our resident curmudgeon. He is live from the East Coast, and you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. He's the only 5-star chef in the game. Seabass, good morning.
Morning, Coach. Morning, company. Yeah, nice to see LeBron lose in my blunder of a play yesterday, but we're recovering. It's okay.
Exactly what are you talking about there, Seabass? Please elaborate to the entire audience at home.
Yeah. So the play I gave out in the exclusive yesterday, LeBron James to get a triple-double at minus 160 was actually the line for the double-double because I don't read well. Fairfax County Public Schools didn't. Actually, Fairfax County is really great. I was so excited. I was like, he's got to get this. It's easy.
Now, did the host or did the host not give you ample opportunity to get out of that bet?
You did. You threw me a few bones there, and I was like, "Nah, Coach. Look, if I see $1 on the ground, I'm gonna pick it up." And
you said that twice.
I was all in, Coach. I was in.
You were in at minus 160, big dog.
What's the term? Loud and wrong. That was loud and wrong. Yeah.
Hey, it happens. It happens. We own it. We move on, but still very funny. All right, now our final man. You have no idea how he spends his day, because lately he has made Pope odds. And now he is apparently making odds on Gorilla and People. Rafael Esparza. Good morning, Rafael.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, family. Good morning, crew. Anybody, good morning. But this is my favorite time. No, there's no football, but you know what this week is? We have PFL tonight. We got boxing on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday outside in outside of Madison Square Garden in New York. Boxing outside, UFC, Kentucky Derby. We don't need football, Coach. We have everything we want this weekend.
And we will have Kentucky Derby plays tomorrow. Raf, you're going to sit in for us, right?
Yes, we will.
I can't wait.
I need a scratch. Can a horse get scratched today? I need a scratch.
By the way, if you guys haven't seen this new show on Netflix, I apologize. My phone was on. They have a new show called Racing for the Crown or Running for the Crown. It's kind of like a Full Swing or Drive to Survive. It's a behind the scenes look at going after the triple. It's an amazing new show on Netflix. So I encourage everybody to watch that before Saturday to see how much money they throw at the Kentucky Derby. All right, gentlemen, we've had 2 losing days in a row. I'm staring at 3 of my absolute very best. I never ask you guys for anything. Today, I need your absolute laser focus to get back on the winning train. So who would like all the smoke and lead off the show today? Oh, I believe DG just beat Seabass. All right, live from Memphis, Tennessee. DG, start us off. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 winners. Unlike yours, Coach, yesterday, you gave out 3 X's. Today, we're going to go with Colin Ray, over 4.5 strikeouts at plus 110. This is an early start, so make sure you go ahead and get this in. 12:30 Eastern start. But he's had 5 Ks in the last 3 games. The 2 pitch counts, 68 and 69 pitches. And in the last game, 92 pitches and gave him 7 Ks. I like him going against that Pittsburgh team that strikes out the 8th most in the league. Then we're going to go to the NBA. The Nuggets. They've covered the 26.5 first quarter team total in every single game this series. At plus 105, I think it's stupid odds. So I'm going to go with the value here. And I'm going to take the Nuggets just to score 27 points. And that's going to be 2 cashes for you, Coach.
I'm still over here a little bit stunned from the strays that I'm taking. Apparently something in my life is telling me I'm taking punches that continue to miss. I don't know. But that one actually hit straight on. You like that, Raphael? If you know, you know. All right, DG, thank you very much. Sorry, I'm thinking about a funny story from last night. All right, Seabass, you are a very close second. I hope I'm not going to catch any more strays, but I can take it. It's okay. It'll knock this cold medicine right out of me. You're up, sir.
No strays from me yet, but we're going to stick on that same Cubs Pittsburgh game. We're going to take the Cubs on the money line in the first 3 innings, doubling down on Colin Ray. He's only given up 1 run in 3 road starts this year, whereas Paul Skeens has given up 9 runs in his 3 home starts. His ERA at home is 2.39, but it's about 1.5 points higher when he is at home. And then we look at runs per plate appearance. The Cubs are number 6 when on the road, and Pittsburgh 28 at home. So they're not producing many runs. So give me the plus money Cubs in the first 3 innings today. And then the 2 get a hit parlay, which seems to be the only thing I can hit these days. Ryan Reynolds and Darren, both to get a hit. Reynolds, 7 of 12 versus Ray, and Darren is 9 of 18 versus Jose Barrios. That's the Red Sox and Blue Jays game later today. A lot of at-bats for these guys versus these pitchers and a lot of success. So put them together both to get a hit at minus 111.
It's really funny how the trends go. Either you hit everything or you're like, how in the world am I missing this by this or this by this? It's crazy in the sports betting business. It really, really is. Yeah, up and down. That's why we do a lot of sports as well, not just sports betting. We do everything here at Coach and Company. All right, I'm going to jump in for Big Chuck because he's always taking care of us even when he's not on the show. So I have one play. And then he also pulled the curtain back for a premium play from his store. So we're going to go EPL, a little midweek action or later in the week. Nottingham Forest and Brentford. And Charles says this is an auto. Brentford, first half, team total, over half a goal. What that means is all you got to do is see Brentford find the back of the net in the first half. We cash. He's been very, very good with the Bees having scored 7 first half goals in their last 9 matches. Boom, play this play. And this is also part of the premium play, over half goal, minus 115. There is a QR code. I encourage you, if you play 1 or 2, it'll pay for the entire year. You want to be a part of everything we like to call his side hustle over there in the dirty. All right, Raphael, coming over to you. What's your best bet today?
The guy that had a winning day yesterday will go last. And I do like that Pirates-Cubs game. There's going to be rain probably in the second half. It's supposed to start raining around 1 o'clock. So I love Seabass's play on the first 3 innings and first 5 innings. But we're going to go with baseball. Give me the San Francisco Giants first 5 minus a half, minus 140. Why? They're playing the Colorado Rockies. I do not see the Rockies winning back-to-back games. They only have 5 wins this season, and Kyle Freeland, who's 0-5 with an ERA almost 8 in his last 5 starts. I'll take the Giants first 5, easily cashing that ticket. And then we go with basketball. Give me Chris Dunn over 11.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'll lay the minus 105. And I don't care ESPN bet has 10.5. I still like the 11.5 in this one because I think he goes off again. Had 15 points on Tuesday. I think he'll have a great stat game on this one. So give me Chris Dunn over 11.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Boom and boom. Coming up in about 24 minutes from right now, we'll have full analysis, spreads, totals on the two big NBA games tonight as we're starting to see series end and start to look forward to the second round as well. All right, look who is here now. Our man from JTS, the fastest growing website in all of the land, and we are partners with him. Mark, good morning to you, sir. What is our JTS play of the day?
Good morning, Coach. Our Just a Stat Sports play of the day is a parlay that's got more shade than a Real Housewives reunion. We're going to start with New York Knicks' Cameron Payne to not hit a three-pointer tonight. Why an under? Well, you'd have a better shot of finding Carmen Sandiego than a Payne three-pointer lately. The man's been MIA against the Pistons. He's only had one attempt from behind the arc in the last 4 games. That's not a cold streak. That's witness protection. We're going to pair that with Edmonton's Victor Arvidsson to go over 1.5 shots on goal against his old squad, the Kings. Revenge narrative? Check. Home ice heat? Double check. He's cleared this line in all 4 games versus LA when playing in Edmonton, averaging more than 3 shots a night. Put them both together for a plus 131. Just a Stat Sports play of the day.
Boom and boom. We got there. There is the QR code. Now, I can tell you, all kidding aside, so many of you have listened to us, you trust us, and you're being a part of what we're doing at JTS. But we want to make sure that you guys enjoy the process before you ever truly join. So download that QR code. Use our code BTT30. We're going to give you 30 days for free. And think about being at the infancy stages of something that's going to revolutionize the sports betting industry. All of the information, Mark and his team, his son is an absolute genius. And be a part of what we're doing. Then after 30 days, it pays for itself. Like, how smart is your son, Mark, legitimately?
When he was a junior in high school, he was being recruited by Google to work with their database systems.
And he's on our team. He's on our team.
That's same.
Kind of
Insane, right?
No, same.
So what's same, DG?
DG was also recruited to Google as a junior in high school.
Oh, gotcha. I have no idea what you just said right there. By the way, DG, you put campaign under a half a walk in the chat, yes?
I got to go fix the graphic.
Yeah, I would go, the graphic looks great, but I would go campaign under on the walks. He is playing basketball, but in case he does play baseball today, you could take him on the under on the walks.
So is that 6 jokes? Is that 6 jokes total then?
The over came in big today, boys. The over. Our official grader is Raphael. What do we do today? What's the official number for the people playing at home?
Well, his mishap now is 6 jokes. It was 5, but the mishap makes it now 6.
I don't know what the over-under was in jokes in the first 10 seconds because that was definitely the over. We had 2 in the first 7 seconds.
I think when you lead off that way, it really sets the tone. I enjoy it.
I can always count on you to egg him on. And somebody news watching this morning going, and like slapped in the head with 7 jokes this morning that everybody loves. I can't stop the train. All right, gentlemen, good start. I like the vibe. I like the energy today. It feels good. Now, still to come here on the show, we've got a sit down with one half of the main event tonight, PFL, the light heavyweights at 2:05, live on ESPN2 at 10 p.m. Eastern time. He's been around for a minute, and he says he's ready to come back in full force. Phil Davis, right on the other side, right here on Coach and Company. Also, coming up at the bottom of the hour, we're talking Hoop It Up. 2 big games tonight on the NBA hardwood. We'll break it all down. Also, round the rink, more best bets from the ice with Mark and his team, but we're just getting started. Do you feel how nice it is down here in Orlando? Universal Studios, if you're in town tonight, come see us. This is Coach and Company live, as always, right here on Stadium. All right, boys, they say a picture paints 1,000 words or something like that. And last night in L.A., a very interesting photo showed up. And Raphael, DG, you're my wrestling guys. So Alex Rodriguez, who's now the lead majority owner for the Timberwolves, in attendance. But guess who was with him? Oh, Raphael, that's Shane McMahon, the son of Vince, and also Charlotte Flair, current WWE superstar. Your thoughts on this video surfacing last night?
Anywhere Shane goes is news because he's been interviewed with AEW. Now he's at events. I don't know what Shane is up to, but boy, Charlotte made me realize what is she up to right now? Because right now she's in a negative press with WWE. So what an interesting couple with A-Rod at an NBA game.
DG, I did not have this threesome on my bingo card.
Say, I didn't expect to see them together, but in all honesty, she grew up with Shane very closely, and so I would expect them to be pretty close. No matter where they're going, I expect them to be pretty close because of growing up together in the industry.
I'm trying to figure out Seabass. There's always a reason, and they knew they would be photographed. They're walking out in the open. There's something going on here.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what you would say.
Look, A-Rod is majority, is owner of the Timberwolves. He's there for the game. He's got, he's getting his money from his team. I don't even know who those other two people are. I mean, Shane McMahon, I know. I've heard the name before.
You're not serious.
I mean, I know
you've never heard of Charlotte Flair?
I've heard of Ric Flair. Woo! But that's all I got. That's all I got.
Well, that's actually pretty good. She is his daughter. She is his daughter. Yeah. But yeah, Shane has not been in it.
Just don't get into soap operas,
I thought you were still taking the stinger from Mark's Real Housewife joke.
No, that was funny. I like that one. Because it was true.
I'm going to do some digging, and we're going to be talking about this whole Shane and Charlotte fiasco coming up later today on our BTT YouTube channel for Coach and Bro live at 1 p.m. Eastern. All right, we're back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Tonight, live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the main card of the PFL, night number 4 down here in Orlando. It's been an amazing first 3 weeks. 17 finishes in 24 fights. But tonight, in the main event, a man who's been at the top of the mountain, a former Bellator light heavyweight champion of the world. Now he comes over to the PFL. I recently sat down with him for a little BTT conversation right here on Coach and Company. Joining us now, the former Bellator light heavyweight champion of the world, and now for the first time competing this year in the PFL World Tournament coming up on May 1st, the man himself, Phil Davis. Welcome to the program. And Phil, you've had such a great career already, but this will be your first time in a PFL, any kind of tournament, and this year it's single elimination. How excited are you to have something new in your career?
I'm so excited to make a splash on the PFL cage and introduce myself to those fans. I'm excited, man. It's a great platform to be seen and showcase my work, and I'm just excited.
So I'm so glad you said that, because now there's a lot of new people here, including myself, and we want to use the promotional machine. You guys are on ESPN to really drive you. And for somebody like yourself who has a big name, you've been to the top of the mountain somewhere else, but now I think we can make you even bigger. How much do you want to use that promotional machine and use your performance to kind of bring it all together?
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about is fighting, having a great performance, and then being seen. Being able to promote that next opportunity, that next fight, in and out of the cage.
There's a lot of fighters that love to chirp all over social media, and I deserve this and I deserve that, and then they go out and have 5 straight decisions. And to me, in this day and age, don't you feel like as a fighter, you've got to be so incredibly entertaining, because there's so many options out there for fans, for them to say, Phil Davis, I want to see you the next time. You got to be great on the mic, but also great in the smart cage, yes?
Absolutely. You got to be great on the mic. Nobody, I use Chael Sonnen as an example. No one I've seen quite does it as well as Chael Sonnen. He is incredible at self-promotion. But you also have to be good inside the cage. The name of the game is win.
Now, coming up on May 1st, you will have the final night of the first round. So fans are already going to see exactly what the other 6 divisions have brought to the table. What do you think your division and some of the other fighters that are in the light heavyweight division are going to bring to the table?
I think in general, the light heavyweight division and the heavyweight division have always kind of been the premier divisions. They just gather a lot of fan interest. What you do see is a lot of devastating big punches, heavy hitting, a lot of finishes, a lot of power in the game, and that's what that's people love to see that as well. So I'm excited to showcase some of that, and I'm sure a lot of the other guys are as well.
Well, I know there's a lot of fans out there that are excited to see you inside the Smart Cage. And we've seen already through the first couple of weeks some big time upsets. This is one shot. This is, if you are not ready, then your season in the tournament will be over. Your experience at the highest level and winning a Bellator championship, how do you think that experience will help you with the pressure of what this tournament brings?
You know, I've been in a lot of those high pressure situations, and I've come out on top. And I feel like my experience in those situations, having faced very tough opponents time and time again, will help me prevail.
Last question. I'll let you get out of here. What can we expect from you? Take me through in your mind what your
hmm
performance will look like on May 1st.
So, the way I approach competition is uh, I try not to script a fight. I find that in general, when you script a fight, that means that I am trying to lean towards my strengths and away from my weaknesses. And I feel like the better you are as a complete fighter, the more you are just cerebral and you are in the moment and you are taking the opportunities that are in front of you.
Great analysis. I can't wait to sit down with you in a couple weeks when we get down to Orlando. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you for your time, my brother. Good luck. We'll see you in a couple weeks, okay?
All right, we'll do. Thank you.
That will be the main event tonight. ESPN2. Phil Davis taking on Razor Rob Wilkinson, who's a former PFL champion 3 years ago. Let's bring the guys back in and now flip the script over to another 2 guys who will not be fighting moving forward in the NBA playoffs. Of course, I'm talking about LeBron and Luka. DG, I'm going to start with you. You're my NBA guy. You go out with a whimper, so much criticism. JJ Redick getting thrown completely under every bus possible. But LeBron James looked his age last night. Nothing left in the tank. What's your final take on the Lakers? Out 3 seed first round.
Yeah, LeBron, if you look at him in the last 14 playoff games he's 2-12. And so that goes to show that, yes, as he is aging, yes, he's still a good player, but can he be in the most important games? And he's showing that he can't be. And because of that, Father Time is still going to be undefeated. But in this series, just overall, getting outscored 42 points in the fourth quarter in the 5 games was the deal breaker. Whatever JJ Redick did, whatever. That's what a coach decides to do. At the end of the day, losing by 42 points combined over those 5 games in the fourth quarter really put a nail in their coffin.
Game 4 and Game 5, LeBron did absolutely nothing in the fourth quarter, essentially. Last night, 0. And Seabass, I know he wants to play forever, but when you're a guy at his level, you play for championships. And now at 40 years old and the team does not look like they're in a position to do much, what does he have left to play for?
Whatever stats he wants to put out of reach for any other player to get. That's the only reason this guy is still playing, in my opinion. I mean, you're not winning championships. You're not competitive. You played the entire second half 2 nights ago. Of course you're gassed. I mean, even the young guys are going to be gassed playing every second of the second half in a intense playoff series, and then you're coming back with 1 day of rest. That's a lot for anybody, let alone a 40-year-old man. And yeah, he looked every bit of it. It's time. It's just time. Let's all move on.
And right now, Raphael, Nico is the man right now who woke up this morning and probably laughed a little bit, the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, because Luka looked older than LeBron looked in this series. And he's got to figure out his fitness. And he's got to figure out, do I want to be a superstar at both ends and be a leader, or do I want to look like I looked? He looked old. He looked slow. He looked overweight. He looked out of shape. He looked all of that.
Like I said yesterday, Nico was on my couch watching the game. We went to a shrimp boil after the Lakers lost. But you know what's interesting? I had back surgery and knee surgery, and both surgeons say when you're overweight, it kills your back and it kills your knees. Maybe Luca needs to listen to this show because maybe he needs to get to the gym.
That could be something. And now, DG, LeBron is facing a player option. And this is where I was very, very critical of him last year when the whole narrative was, I want to play with my son. Well, then you take a league minimum contract and put a good team around you so your son could be in a winning franchise. He chose not to do that. And his player option is $52.6 million. And last night after the game, he was asked about preparation and changes. He goes, whoa. When AD said that, he got shipped out of here, which I didn't see that comment coming. But now LeBron is basically insinuating, if I see anything, they're going to ship me out too. Who's going to take him, DG, at $53 million a year?
Well, I think if anybody would take him, it's because he doesn't opt into that contract. But what does LeBron do going forward? Does he want to say, hey, I want to make one more run at it, and I'm willing to sacrifice kind of my legacy in a sense of saying, I'm going to leave the Lakers lore of what is out here in La La Land and then what is the franchise of the Lakers and go somewhere else. He can still win there in Los Angeles as well next to Luka. He would just have to take a huge pay cut. If he wants to win, he'll take less money. If he doesn't care about winning, he only cares about his money, then he's going to end up in the exact same spot next year. So it's all about LeBron and in his court once again.
And what happens with his son now? That his son is still under contract with the Lakers. Does he want to play with him? Is that even a thought in his head? And now, Seabass, a lot of reports are out there that the Lakers may want to move some of the chess pieces around the board to make financial room for Giannis to come over from Milwaukee.
If Giannis comes over, I don't ever want to hear LeBron mentioned in the GOAT conversation again, ever. Like, this is another superstar. I mean, defense clearly wins championships, but you got to score points. I get that, but they had zero help. Zero. I mean, how do you let Rudy Gobert go off the way he did last night in that game? It is unbelievable. Yeah, if Giannis comes over, that's a great fit for them. I mean, it looks good on paper. I hope he doesn't. I don't think Giannis has that mentality in him to go do that, but we'll see what happens.
I see two heads shaking. Let's start with Raphael, then DG, piggyback.
No way he goes to LA. I think the Lakers are probably second guessing that trade of Luka if they known that the Greek Freak could be available this week. I think they'd rather build a team around him than a guy that can't play defense and a guy that's overweight. They're second guessing right now.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that. There's no way that Giannis can go to the Lakers because, one, they have to trade. And so at that point, you got to figure out where does the money come from. Austin Reeves doesn't make enough. The only way that you could make that trade is if you trade LeBron because you could not put a team around LeBron, Luka, and Giannis, whatever they're making. So there's no way they would figure out a trade to get Giannis.
A little bit, I guess, pie in the sky, I guess, is a word that we can use. Because also remember that Luka is now not in a position to be a supermax player. That's only for guys that stay with their teams for a super, super long time. And it was put in place to try to get superstars to stay with their team for an entire career. So, Giannis wants to be a supermax. Luka wanted to be a supermax. So, Seabass, let me come back to you. We got about 45 seconds left. The future of the Lakers, in your mind, looks like what?
Trash outside on Bourbon Street.
Wow. Raphael, you going to look out your window right about now?
Wow, I didn't expect that one. I think it's going to be a Clippers town for a couple years now. I think the Lakers are going to take a step backwards.
DG, bring us home.
Yeah, I don't think they take a step back. I think they're going to have to retool. They're going to have to go get and swallow their pride a little bit and figure out why that Mark Williams trade did not go through because that would have been a key piece for them. And Mark Williams over there in Charlotte is now laughing because he would have been the piece that Dalton Connect couldn't be there in Los Angeles.
That's exactly right. Dalton Connect down the stretch didn't even see the court, and they had no inside game to play against Rudy Gobert. And it was the Lakers that shut down the trade, not Charlotte. Let's remember all of that. Gentlemen, well done on that discussion. All right, we're about halfway home on a beautiful Thursday down here in Orlando as we get set for the PFL later on tonight. On the other side, we've got Round the Rink if you're watching on YouTube. We also have two big games on the court tonight. It's Coach and Company with my guys right here live on Stadium. Okay, welcome into Round the Rink. Producer man, roll tape. All right, Mark from JTS is here once again. Last night we saw Z-Man's Florida Panthers put the dominating foot on the gas pedal and finish off the Lightning. That was one big storyline. So now heading into today, where are you headed, sir?
Coach, let's get this skate started with the Maple Leafs. We're going to take the Ottawa Senators on the money line. Uh, Look, the Maple Leafs can't run from three things tonight. Their playoff history, bad English, and Senators goalie Linus Ullmark. He's been an absolute monster in net for the Senators, including a Game 5 shutout. And while Toronto continues its tradition of melting under pressure in series-clinching games, the Senators have the hot goalie, the home ice, and the better nerves, and are gladly welcoming all the ghosts of Toronto's playoff past. Leaves fans, which is the right way to say it, brace yourselves, the collapse is loading. My next play is we're going to the Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. We're going to take the first period over 1.5 goals at -110. The Golden Knights and Wild have been lighting it up early. The first period over has hit in all of the games so far this series. They've scored a total of 13 goals between the 5 games. I love the spot to target two teams who are not afraid to jump right into the action. They come out swinging, and with Vegas looking to close out this series, Minnesota fighting to stay alive, expect another fast-paced start, and that is your skate around the rink.
My man, sounding great tonight. All 4 series are 3-2 in the series playing tonight. The NHL hockey always delivers in the playoffs. 15 seconds. Does it change your algorithm or how you guys do it over at JTS?
No, not really. And it's interesting because the Toronto collapse, and I know I've been picking on Toronto a lot here recently, but the Toronto collapse is something that we had actually identified early on, and we're kind of surprised that they jumped out to a 3-0 lead. So the algorithm kind of adjusts because it is an AI self-learning machine. It adjusts to real-time events.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mark. We're back live in just 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the very first day of May. We are just 2 days away from the Kentucky Derby. Do not forget, on tomorrow's show, we will have a little Kentucky Derby for you. I have put that on Raphael's plate for Friday, but it's a busy, busy weekend in sports. This is Coach and Company. A lot of you coming in at the bottom of the hour, so welcome. We are live on Stadium, as always, wherever Stadium is, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV, and today, Vizio TV, and more platforms signing on every single month. So we appreciate you guys finding us wherever. If you want to see your voice or your face, not your face, your name on national TV, just put us a little super sticker into the chat. We'll put it right up and answer your questions in real time. And later today, our second sports betting show of the day, Weekday Wagers, live right here on this same YouTube channel at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, now tonight, 2 gigantic games on the NBA hardwood. One in the East and one in the West. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hoop it up. Gentlemen, we start in the East, and we identified this series, DG, as the best series in the Eastern Conference. And it is playing out that way. It very easily could be 3-2 Pistons right now. But the Knicks have escaped a couple of games, so now they go to Detroit. Jalen Brunson, not 100%, not even close. This one's basically, according to the sports books, a push or a pick 'em. Right now, the Pistons 1.5 at BetMGM. Your take on this game?
I really like Detroit. They're going to be at home, which is going to be the favor of everybody else. They're obviously going to be a little bit more of a public, right? Everybody's going to like them. But when I look at this game, the fact is that the last 3 games have all been decided by 6 total points. There's a hard way to look at this, and it's like, hey, you just go ahead and pick the money line and don't worry about the points. But that 1.5 that you can grab maybe by New York could really come in play, or this could be a game that I look at live. I like the Pistons to get the win at home, but this is a game that I'm probably going to target live and see if I can get a better number.
DG brings up a great point, Raphael, when you're talking about the number, you're talking about the spread, because in the first few games, it was sitting around 5.5 for the Knicks, and now all of a sudden, boom, we go back home, and that number shoots straight down to 1.5. So the books are adjusting as well.
Yeah, this number was 2 last night and quickly got moved back to 1.5. I think it's all because of Knicks money line tickets not coming. They don't want the plus points. They want the money line. 100% of DG. If you like the Pistons, wait, because you can probably get a better number live betting just in case, let's say the Knicks come out hot, maybe take the lead early in the first half. You can probably get maybe +2, +3 on that one. So if you like the Pistons, wait for live betting. If you like the Knicks, this might be the best number you're going to get.
Yeah, it very might be that way. Right now, the money line, as you can see at BetMGM, is plus 100. Seabass, let me come over to you because this has also been a series that we knew was going to be kind of slug it out, not super attractive, not super pretty, but the total continues to rise a little bit in this series. Right now at 214.5. Now it's a playoff game 6, which normally you'd lean to the under. Where would you lean?
Live. I haven't been able to find a total on any of these games. The games I think are going to be high scoring have been low, and the games I thought were going to be low have end up being, I don't want to say high. We haven't had really any except for the Cavs, I guess. But teams really exploding in a lot of points. This is one I'm just going to have to wait and look at because I want to see how the game plays out. You're right. It's been very physical series, old school Eastern Conference basketball, and I love that. I want to see that, a lot of physicality, which generally lends itself to, like you said, an under.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like to me, DG, that the sports books think that Jalen Brunson is going to be hobbled at all. And 2 of the last, 4 or 5 games, he has gone down with what looks like a significant injury and then comes back into the game. Right now at BetMGM, his number is 28.5, but it's juiced to the under at -125. And then on the other side, Cade Cunningham is the highest point total at BetMGM for a Pistons player at 27.5. Are you surprised that Brunson's number is so high?
I am, but it doesn't. It takes into the fact that one, it is New York, which is a big part of this because they're going to have a lot of fans that are going to bet this no matter what because it's all about their bias. It's not about actually sports thinking and sports betting. It's about their bias of being a fan. But if you look at Jalen Brunson, if this game is close in the fourth quarter, he's going to go over that number, whatever that is right then. If you can get a number before the fourth quarter, go ahead and hit it because if he is healthy, he is going to go over that number because he is a true fourth quarter clutch scorer. And I believe he won the clutch player of the year this year because of that. He is amazing in the fourth.
I want to hit on that point real quick that DG just brought up, Raphael, because you've been behind the scenes. You've run sports books in Vegas. How much do you, when you're setting a player prop like this, do you play in all of those issues that DG just brought up?
It's funny how you said that because back in the day when I was running the books, we would always not even think about these injuries that the NBA players have because they go in like they got shot. Like yesterday, Luka looked like he got shot in the back and he went back and then he comes out at halftime. Same thing with Brunson. He looked like he lost a leg and then comes back in the third quarter. And then, give me a break of these NBA injuries. We treat them like they're going to come back and play.
They do look like they just got hit by a truck sometimes, and then all of a sudden they're back in the game.
Paul Pierce going out in the wheelchair
Yep.
and then coming back and destroying the Lakers in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Never disparage my KU Jayhawk brethren. Ever, Seabass. Although he's done a few things since then that maybe was not very Jayhawk-like. Real quick, Seabass, we've got to give credit on the other side. Detroit's a super young team, and they're playing this playoff series like a young team that is getting better. And Cunningham is a guy that's going to be an absolute superstar for the next 5 to 10 years, barring injury. Tonight, how big of a game does he have for us to see a Game 7?
He's got to have probably a career game tonight. He's got to be the emotional leader for that team. He's got to be the one getting it done. And when he's doing that, he's transferring that into the rest of the team buys in. Because sometimes, being a young team is we look at it as a detriment not having experience, but sometimes it's great because you just let it fly and it works out for you.
All right, so that game is tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and I believe that game is on TNT tonight. Then at 10 p.m. Eastern time, this has clearly been, DG, the best series in the Western Conference, just like we thought it would be. It's playing out just as we thought it would, just haymakers back and forth. And right now, after the Nuggets win and Jamal Murray had 43 in game number 5, they take a 3-2 series lead to LA and the Intuit Dome. Now, at BetMGM, the number right now is 6.5, and it's -110. Too big of a number for the Clippers?
Wow. No, I do not think so. I think this is a Clippers win going away big time. And I think that you can look at this game being a game that's decided in the second quarter. If you look at the two wins for the Clippers, they are a total, the last two wins in games 2 and game 3, they were a plus 20 combined in those two games within the second quarter. But if you look at the last two games now, games 4 and 5 for the Nuggets, they have been a plus 26 in the third quarter. And so if we can figure out a way that the Clippers can get up ahead in the second quarter, it just goes to show that they can go ahead and continue it after halftime, but they got to shut off the water of Denver. But Denver being a great third quarter team is going to be tough for them to put out. But I think the Clippers go running away with this one, 10-plus win.
Breaking down quarters. Gentlemen, I think it's a very appropriate time, and you can all do it with me if you so choose. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. DG, well done. Now, Raphael, let me come back over to you because this one jumped off just right off the page. But the total also is at 212.5. And if this was a regular season game, we might see it closer to 220. Do we see the offense fly tonight?
Nope. Whereas one game goes over, the first game. The second game, defense. That's why the total has dropped to 211.5 in some shops. This one, when I woke up this morning, 6 shops had -7. Now it's 6.5, and Caesars has -6 right now. I think we're going to see 6 pretty much all over the board because Denver money continues to come in this one. No matter who wins this game, one team is not going to hit the century mark.
So let me ask you this, Seabass. We've got 2 3-2 games tonight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Both, 1, none, go to a game 7.
Ooh, I think they both go to a game 7. I think it's great for the league. I think it's you got two teams that are going to just slug it out. I think they're both going game 7.
Well, the teams that are down, DG, are the teams that are home tonight, which certainly would lean towards that. What do you think about what we'll see over the weekend and who we will see?
Yeah, I actually, I love the Detroit Pistons, and I've said that, but in my heart, I really think somehow the Knicks pull this out, and I think the Clippers extend it because we get a little extension in the series there in LA and go back to a game 7. So I think that New York ends up winning, even though I really want and think Detroit's going to. Somehow, some way, the Knicks get it done, and they end up winning game 6.
You know what they say? The best 2 words in all of sports is game 7. So, Raphael, from a betting perspective, do the sports books want a game 7, or is that not something that's conducive for them?
They don't want a game 7 in this Knicks series because they want Knicks, Boston. They want the money to hurry up and start coming in on that series, which is going to be a more entertaining series than this one. The Pistons are playing with free money. No one thought they were going to be this good. They're so young. They want a game 7 in LA, but they want the Knicks to start resting up for Boston.
All right, the model over at JTS, for those of you who are members, you already know what the numbers are, but we'll give you a little peek for those of you who are not. Knicks on the money line and the over 214 projected up to 222. And then for Mark and his team on the Nuggets Clippers, the model has the Nuggets plus 6.5 and the over 212 projected all the way up to 224. 30 seconds, DG. What type of things do you do in the 3 o'clock game to kind of check out where the line is at that point of the day?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of see where there's any movement at all, but I want to see a lot of the player props too. If there's going to be a swing in the juice, in a sense, on some of these plays, because there is opportunity, but a lot of it will be the under opportunity on some of these lines. I'm going to look at some unders this afternoon.
All right, you can check out DG, Mark, and Robbie Hockey every single day right here on our Coaching Company YouTube channel at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Only about 15 minutes, but it's really, really important we have that show in the middle of the afternoon. By the way, Jokic at 26.5 is the highest point total for the Nuggets tonight that you can bet on, and Kawhi Leonard at 24.5. Jamal Murray, he might be a steal. Right now, he is 20.5, but just pretty high to the over at minus 130 after his 43-point barrage in game number 5. All right, having a great day. A lot of great analysis today. It's really a good day for you to learn. On the other side, a disappointing retirement. It's Coaching Company live right now on Stadium. Gentlemen, I knew with this group on today that I had to come to you with one of the most important, challenging things that have ever hit social media. So we're going to go right down the list. Raphael, so many other people have weighed in on the question that has been befuddling all of us. Who would win in a fight, a silverback gorilla or 100 men?
100 men. Us four can probably beat a silverback gorilla. That's how confident I am with man. Mine is open up at -$3 for 100 men. Now it's up to $4. What if Chuck Norris is part of that 100 man? What if we have UFC fighters part of that 100 man? I just don't understand the logic. Mr. Beast, a YouTube influencer, and Discovery Channel are the two people why I had to do odds on this.
No, it can't. It's an animal. It lives in nature. Like, it's designed to kill. I once had a friend told me he thought he could kill a cheetah with his bare hands. No, you cannot. This is a gorilla. He's huge. You ever look? They made movies about this. Okay, they made movies, and the people had guns. I don't think these guys have guns, and they still didn't beat the gorillas. Give me the gorilla.
All right. Pump your brakes there. There's no gorilla winning this one because I have the IQ here, Seabass. This is what we're going to do, okay? We're going to get Coach and Soupy to help us. Not because they're going to be good at being up the gorilla. We've got to feed somebody to the gorilla to slow the gorilla down. So we have Coach and Soupy going to the gorilla, and then I'm going to go get Steven Adams from the Rockets because he looks like a gorilla. And then I'm going to go get the one, Brock Lesnar, and I'm going to bring him back because he's a gorilla, and I'm going to stand behind him because I feel comfortable with him and some other guys. Yes, we're going to take down the gorilla.
No way.
It's actually said Brock Lesnar. Sorry. That's really good. I got a big ESPN broadcast tonight. I'm throwing my voice out on a silver.
King Kong is the gorilla that's being fired.
Oh my gosh! Not a bad analysis though, DG. Not a bad analysis. Other than we can throw Soupy. We don't need to throw your boy. We're back live in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is Coach and Company live on Stadium or however you consume our content, YouTube and social media as well. Now, this is a part of the show for those of you who are just checking us out for the very first time, where we kind of throw in different topics that may not fit in other parts of the show. And this is a tale, Raphael. I'll start with you. Whenever somebody says, oh, that guy shouldn't have come out or that guy should have played, this name is going to come up for many, many years to come. Jordan Travis. And for people who don't remember who he is, a couple of years ago, he was the quarterback for the undefeated Florida State Seminoles. He gets hurt in the last game, devastating leg injury. They then get kept out of the playoffs as an undefeated team. We forgot about him. And now we're like, oh, he'll have a great pro career. But the injury was so significant that yesterday he announced, after being a 5th-round pick and 2 years of rehab, he just could not get there. This is one of the most devastating retirement announcements I've ever seen for a kid who had everything in front of him. What's your take on Jordan Travis calling his football career quits?
It was sad because I was reading his stuff saying he just couldn't get up just to go to rehab. He said he was just so depressed about how he was not progressing like everyone else in the rehab center. I mean, I've been there. We've all been there who've had injuries. It was just very depressing, and I hope nothing but success outside of football for this kid, because I'm hoping he has a lot of smart people around him, because he's going to need people around him because his mental game is probably not sharp right now.
Yeah, his mental health is going to be challenged for the next several years because DG, he was facing an opportunity that many of us will never know. He was going to be a multi-million-dollar star quarterback in the NFL. He was a can't miss. And now he's got to figure out, what does my life look like now?
Yeah, a lot of people talk about the lead up to trying to get back and the rehab and what you're doing to your body. It's a just kind of a pain to get through everything, to get your body back to right. But in the end of the day, it's not really about your body, because your body is a machine. It's going to get back there at some point. But the problem is that your mentals, they cannot push through sometimes. And that's really where probably this comes down to it. His body's not responding. But at the end of the day, it is all about his mind. And it's a strong thing. And I know that in the last years, mental health has been a big I guess, concentration for the entire world. But it just goes to show that these guys are humans and they're not just robots and they can't just bounce back. And yes, he's going to battle through all of this pain the rest of his life probably, but this is probably the best decision for him, but also his mental health, because going forward, he'll be a better person because of it.
And I think it also highlights, well said, DG, how much you have to do to be at a level to just walk on the field in the NFL. And I think now, Seabass, and I'll let you wrap up this discussion, is that there's going to be, because of this story, a lot of guys that say, nope, I'm not going to play in that. They're already doing it, but now they have an example to use. And Cam Ward, who took all of the smoke for not playing in the second half, who was the number one pick, who now has guaranteed $30 million, he's saying, here's why I did that.
I see that, and we'll probably see an influx of that, but we've seen that before when there's an injury. You think Willis McGahee, he had a severe knee injury, but was able to bounce back for him. Medicals has gotten better, but the thing is now with NIL deals, you can get some upfront money, do something smart with it. A lot of these get insurance policies going into those big games. So there's other ways to still make some money outside of it and still be okay. Granted, it's not a $50 million guaranteed contract, but there are some avenues to help you along the way should something like that happen. I mean, it's sports. I mean, listen, I could walk outside today and get hit by a bus. Things happen in life, but you got to go on. You got to move on. You got to carry on, pick yourself up, do what you can.
All right, one of our BTT premium members, Nate G, says hopefully FSU rallies around this kid and gives him a job around the program. That would be ideal because that would help with his mental health and also help him just get back on the bus of life, which can be so hard when you go through what he just went through. All right, a lot of you here, we're not here at the top of the hour because that's okay. An hour's a long time. You got plenty of things to do. You got work, all that kind of stuff. Also, numbers move. That's why we have Raphael. So now it's time. We have a full slate of best bets. It's a bounce back day for the brand, so let's lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, just one or two nuggets is all that I need. Raphael, my numbers, guys, start us off.
First, we're going to the diamond. Give me the San Francisco Giants. First 5, -0.5, -140. They're playing Colorado. Enough said, they're 5-25, and Kyle Freeland is on the mound. And then in the NBA, give me Chris Dunn, over 11.5 points, rebounds, and assists, -105. Yes, some shops have 10.5. I'll take this all the way up to 12.5. He had 15 points on Tuesday's last 10 games. He's averaging almost 9 points a game.
Somewhere our Vince Russo, diehard Giants fan, is clapping for you, Raphael. By the way, don't forget about Coachman Bro live today, 1 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. All right, Seabass, coming over to you. What do you got?
We're going to stay in Major League Baseball. Early game today. We're going to take the Cubs plus money going up against Paul Skeens and the Pirates today. We're going to fade Paul Skeens because he seems to give up quite a few runs at home. So take the Cubs first 3 money line plus 115. And then 2 guys, we're taking them to get a hit. We just need 1 hit today. Great matchups against their pitchers. Career averages well over 500. Brian Reynolds and Jarren Duran both to get a hit today.
Let's go. All right, DG, talk to me.
A little synergy there with Seabass. Let's go Colin Ray, over 4.5 Ks. He pitches for the Cubs. It's at plus 110. He's had 5+ Ks in his last 3 starts. So let's go ahead and keep it going with Pittsburgh there. And then the Nuggets, the first quarter team total over the 26.5 points at plus 105. They've scored 27 points in all 5 games this series. Why stop now?
Was that synergy or was that synergy? Oh, that felt good. Probably didn't sound good, but it certainly felt good. All right, we've got a premium play from our man, Big Chuck. And there you see his QR code for his side hustle, which we support 1,000%. You want to be a part of his story, there you go. Premium play today, pulling back the curtain. First half, team total over 0.5 goal for Brentford. 7 of their last 9 matches, they have scored a first half goal. This is auto. This is more than 70%. So let's freaking go. All right. Now, what do we have for our JTS play of the day? Mark, you are back.
Coach, we are starting off with New York Knicks, Cameron Payne to not hit a 3-pointer. Well, this one still has the walks on it. I fixed it. He's averaging 8 minutes a game and has only taken 1 3-point attempt from behind the arc. I love this spot to target Payne. We're going to pair that with Victor Arvidsson of Edmonton, who in the last 4 games he's faced his old team, the Kings, he's averaging 3 shots on goal when playing in Edmonton. Put them both together for a plus 131 parlay.
ATS, use that QR code and our code BTT30, and you get 30 days for free. Your first 30 days, go in, check it all out, the cappers, all of the algorithms. As the site grows, you get to grow with them and with us. All right, finally, Raphael, make me smarter.
Skating on the rink right now between the Los Angeles Kings' last 10 playoff games as an underdog have gone over the total, 9 of them. So I think a lot of goals will be hitting the back of the net at the Rogers Palace.
I think you are right. Afro Swan says, Coach and Bro, gonna cook today. We missed you, Coach. Thank you very much. Big Tommy and his Big Tommy fun facts filling in on Monday. But we got a lot to talk about today in the world of wrestling. All right, give me a 30-second preview, DG, for weekday wagers later today.
Yeah, weekday wagers, we will not have campaign walks, so we're going to have a little bit of dingers today with my guy Robbie and I. We'll get a breakdown of any stories that are breaking news, any trends that are happening, as well as give you our plays and then give you a dinger. And I haven't hit one yet, Coach. I will today.
Today's your day?
Today's my day.
Today's your day?
Calling my shot.
Today is your day, bro. Yeah. All right. I love weekday wagers. Just getting started. Just week 2, I think. But we're growing one show at a time. All right, producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world. And to remember, PFL live tonight on ESPN2 at 10 p.m. Eastern, the early card on ESPN+. I'll be hosting the pre-fight show at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Coach and Bro at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Easiest thing to do, turn on your notifications and subscribe to all of our stuff. And remember this, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire company, damn it, do I love them all. Raphael, DG, Seabass, producer man, Mark from JTS. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you, so we're going to win with you. It's what we're all about every single day. This is Coach and Company, live as always on Stadium. Have a great day.